With what?
Good morning and welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Thursday, September 21.
I thought it was on this side of it. I didn't touch it. I saw it over here, but I didn't.
Things are somewhat fluid today. I know I mentioned that I might actually, I don't know why this is. Hey, Jeannie, can you hand me the eyeglass cleaner? Just throw it to me. Not at my face.
Oh, on here.
Let's see if this helps. I'm thinking somebody was. It's like dealing with a child. Fingers all over the lens.
Hey, we're gonna check and see if a printer printed.
Let's see here. That's a little better. So, not a bad day to go to Mesquite, given that I think it's still like 45 degrees here right now. It's kind of
It was
awesome
chilly.
fallish weather. I may be in the store for the majority of the day, although we are leaving today at 5 o'clock. We have a lot to get done tonight. There's some outside chance that I may need to leave around 1 to try to run an errand in the North Bay, but Sage has offered to do some stuff for us, which is pretty amazing. And I just
Sage should be an honorary A1 employee.
yeah, well, she is kind of. She's definitely a family member, but the that just brings to mind the fact that the reality is like the community here has made our lives significantly easier
Good morning.
and has helped us get through what we're getting through. So we appreciate that to no end. So we will be spending some time today on the, doesn't she look so beautiful today? She's my little gypsy girl.
I'm not good at accessorizing. This is thanks to Liz Kerwood. Thank you so much. I would expect to just see me like nothing on my head.
And that's good. She looks cute
And
that way.
it'll be fine, right?
Yes.
So
You
we'll
can
do the
always-
big reveal.
You can baby reveal right now if you want to.
No, we're fine. We're fine. But I think it's like, I don't know. It makes me feel a little uncomfortable sometimes, but sometimes I'm just fine with it. And
With
so
what,
I wonder
being non-accessorized? Just
yeah,
going-
like just, and then I forget about it. But I wonder if it makes other people uncomfortable.
I think the weird thing is just like people notice, right? And so it is what it is. It's temporary and you look really good. So anyways,
Oh, we did change the view because ta-da, there's the
as
printer.
promised,
over
we're going
here.
to spend some time on the printer today. And hopefully that'll be really exciting because I think the reality is if you don't have the printer,
You're going to
you
want
need
it.
it. It's one of those things.
Our glasses, Patrick's glasses and mine were like, they're all
I'm
like
like-
sideways.
I can't tell because I'm not like straight. Oh my god!
I was trying.
What is going on?
Our glasses are. I was trying to fix mine this morning. Poppy chomped them.
I used to have a buddy that would like chase me around the house with a knife.
What?
And he'd take my dad's glasses and he'd put them on sideways. He'd look all crazy. Who do you think that is?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
So yeah, it was kind of crazy. So anyways, I'm planning on being here this afternoon. We kind of need to touch base with Sage to see if that is actually going to work. And I thought Jeannie was going to run over and find out. But so it's possible I may be leaving at 1, but it's also possible that I am here the whole time. It's a hubby thing. Need to convince him. You know, it's 6 months, same as cash. He doesn't even need to know. So, no, and Jeannie, I don't think has still found her shoe, although it'll turn up.
I'm not looking for my shoe. I was looking for my computer.
Well, no, but did you
Oh,
ever
yeah,
find your
never
shoe
found the
last
shoe.
night?
Never found the shoe.
All right. So, do we have anything to talk about before we start the printer?
Yeah, we do, because we have some upcoming classes next week that I wanted. Let's see. Next week. You know what? I think I'm gonna open up that class. I sent it. Did you see my email?
I haven't. I
So,
just logged on. No.
We have, because so many people signed up for the first Stellar, Altair, XE1, XJ1 upgrade class, because a lot of people are just watching. So we don't have a ton of people in next Tuesday's class, which is on the 26th.
And these
So-
are not on the website, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So I sent a note to Christine to call me today to see if she could go overbook that out
Okay.
with me. So that class on the 26th, either we are going to open it up to everybody. It's kind of last minute and late notice, or we might push it a little bit, just so we can have a full class, because it's like a long class. So the other thing that is coming up, Michelle's doing she's doing that first class today.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like our guinea pigs, but not really, because some of it piggybacks on like stuff that Michelle has already
upgrade.
taught. So next week, though, I wanted to let you know we're doing a Luminaire Solaris Upgrade 3 class. So if you haven't done that yet, get signed up for that class. It's fantastic. It's an all-day class. And 1, 2, 3. We got to look at that one too, just to make sure we're all set with that.
And
we
do you
don't
want
have,
to
like,
talk about that? Like sometimes if we don't have enough people in a class, we're going to change it. There's a lot going on in the store with Jeannie not being here as much as she was.
But
Like
more
if we
than
only
anything,
have
it's
like
a-
3 or 4 people in a class,
We're gonna
like
move
in
it.
order for us to have that class make sense, we're going to push it back to try to put more people in that class.
Yeah.
Because we have too much other stuff to get done.
And it's a long, it's a 5-hour class, so we kind of have to have a like minimum to hold those classes. So, but just know that we're going to be doing that Solaris Luminaire upgrade 3 class, which was the most recent upgrade. So if you have that upgrade, you haven't been using it because you're scared to and you don't know what to do, get signed up for that, because we don't offer it all the time. Now that, we've kind of worked through the initial rollout of that. Okay, you want to do the...
Was there other stuff to talk about?
Okay, so Michelle and I are going to be doing the Zoom for the Nativity, and we are going to do that the first week in August, I think.
Nope. We're in September.
I mean, October. I meant October. So, I want to do it Wednesday, and it'll probably, because I want to do it the day before my treatment, I just want to make sure everyone has their kits. It'll be in the afternoon, and Michelle's been playing with the scan and cut just to see what's going to work and what's not going to work. We figured out that we are not going to cut the foam because it's just too many variables. We don't know. If you don't have the kit has the smaller foam in it, but if you don't have the smaller, like the thinner foam, it's a
messy cut.
It's a messy cut, and even with the thinner foam, it wasn't a clean cut, and we just want to make sure that you guys experience success. Like, you could have gone through it twice. You think it would have worked if you went through it twice?
It might.
So it
but
might.
Still too many variables. Depends on how much they've actually used their rotary blade.
So, and it's like the rotary blade, how new is your blade, how sticky is your mat. So we're going to...
What Rolo just said doesn't make sense to me at all.
I'm waiting on brother. They said that What do you mean that doesn't make sense?
Because it should just be installing the update and then certifying the update right from the machine.
So talk to Rolo about, you can call her.
So that doesn't make sense to me.
So, but what we are going to be cutting is is this it? Is this all we're going to be cutting?
There's 3 different fabrics. We'd be cutting the angel, there's one grouping that's the light blue fabric. There's one grouping that's the coconut cream fabric, and there's one grouping that has the stable and the palm trees. That's another fabric.
Okay, so Michelle put together. Do you think we'll be ready to send that out?
Yeah, we can send it out. So it's going to be an FCM file, so they won't see the file.
Just the supply list.
Oh, the supply list is ready to go.
Okay,
Yeah,
supply.
ready to go.
There's going to be a special supply list if you're going to be cutting on the scan and cut with us. But I also want you to know, if you don't have a scan and cut, it's not you're totally fine. You can do it without the scan and cut as well. But this is to really make me use my scan and cut to cut the pieces. But what this is Michelle playing with. What she did was she played with whether or not this was this was 2 layers.
Yeah, it's 2 layers of P44F, 1 layer, and then
so this
the
was
SF101.
2 layers of P44F. This was 1 layer of P44F right here. And then this was SF101, and we're using SF101. It was just, I know you can't probably see it just looking at it this way, but the SF101 had the best coverage, and it also cut well. Like we were worried about, and with the hot fix. Or
Hot
these
fix.
all with hot fix?
Those are all hot fix.
These are all with the hot fix, and these are all with the hot fix lightweight. And we're going to do the SF101. So that's what you're going to need if you're going to be cutting with us. SF101
And
hot
hot
fix.
fix.
And I mean, the reason we're going to use the hot fix doesn't stick to the mat, right?
It does not, but we have to, because we have SF101, we still have to turn it upside down.
Can they use a different, if they're comfortable with a different double-sided fusible, can they use something?
They still need to mirror image it. It needs to be cut up. You can't stick it. Yes.
They can use something else?
You can
Okay.
use something else.
So if you don't have hot fix and you're comfortable with your scan and cut and you love using something else like Decobond Light or whatever it is that you like to use, you can use that too.
Yes.
We are going to be using SF101 and we're
Hot
going to be
Fix.
using hot fix. And this weekend, because I don't have a treatment today, so I'm going to be feeling great from here through next Thursday. I'm taking my stuff and I'm going to do my prep video when we're in Salt Lake.
Still
Patrick.
figuring out how to get the machine in the car, but that's okay.
Well, I mean, if we can't take the machine, I'm taking just my ironing mat, and I'm going to
Okay.
prep. So, does that answer all your questions?
No, because there were a bunch of questions there.
Okay.
So somebody asked if the scan and cut will work with the Baby Lock Solaris. Scan and cut and the Baby Lock Solaris are going to be on separate channels. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
So can you use the scan and cut with the
Yes.
Solaris? Absolutely.
But they have to save
But they
out.
don't talk.
Yeah, you
So-
can't wirelessly send stuff.
No.
But you just take it and put it on a USB between the two. That's all.
Well, in different design formats, correct,
Yeah.
Michelle? Like you have to make sure the file's PES for the Solaris.
Well,
and-
no, it can read a PHX file, which is what both of them save out.
Okay.
But it just can't go wireless.
Okay. So,
So if you have a Solaris and you want to scan and cut, get the scan and cut. It'll be fine.
So
Because my machine, can I use mine? My
You can use your-
225
You
for
can
the
use your 225, but it won't be wireless. I mean, yeah, it would be. From Canvas, it would be wireless.
So
It's just not my connection, that's all.
When we do,
It doesn't matter.
When Michelle and I do this, I'm going to be on my 225, which I can't
you
connect
should
to
have
my.
the 330.
Yeah, how come you haven't given me that one yet?
Because you don't never use your 225.
You know what? For what we're doing, virtually they can use any scan and cut. Any
Okay.
model of
Any
auto blade.
auto blade.
you can
Auto
use,
blade.
Yes. So any auto blade, which mean it has the DX.
Or if you are a non-auto blade like super expert, that's fine, but we can't pause the class to help you with your non-auto blade.
And
scan
it's
cut.
going to be recorded, so you can pause and wait. So Pat, what I'm doing, my 225 with my luminaires, it would be the same process. You would go scan and cut to your Solaris because I don't go wirelessly.
So love this view of the store. Maybe we'll do the live
Oh
stream from over
yeah.
here
Do you
for a
love
little
it
bit.
because lovely Michelle's joining us today too?
Nope.
I'd like to see that class. I'm not sure which class you're referring to, Cheryl.
If you're
talking
referring
about-
to the scan and cut where we're going to be cutting, that's going to be a live feed.
So,
Oh,
I
and
could
you
open the
asked
box
when
up
it was
and
going to
use it.
be. We're going to be doing it. It is going to be next Wednesday, probably next Wednesday afternoon. We'll send out a note. We have all of next week, and I still have to get some people. We're still getting out some more nativity.
You're so
I can
right.
open the box.
Asuli,
Do we answer everything?
Asuli, didn't you get your scan and cut from me? Because if you did, you would have a 330, not a 230, unless I sold you a used one. So
I mean, oh, maybe I have the 230. I think I have
You
the
do
you
230.
have the 230.
Yeah, the
So-
230 will be white and the 330 will be blue.
So we are out of the store tomorrow. Michelle is out of the store tomorrow. So
It's just the boys.
majority of your sewing questions, all your sewing questions should come probably to us today. Be kind. It's just the boys tomorrow. The store is closed on Saturday. So I need to change that message today and post a sign. Some service will be going on Saturday, and we've been doing a great job in getting caught up in service. I haven't changed the dates yet. I'm still saying 2 weeks out, but we're doing really well. I did confirm with Charles Sweeten that he's coming, and I think he's coming for like 4 days.
Oh, yay.
So-
I get one night. I want to take them to, Sean and I want to take him to dinner one night.
So,
you can't have him the whole 4 days.
I think I mentioned it yesterday, but the head of QA and training at Brother, the guy who trains the QA people and engineers at Baby Lock, is coming and is going to spend several days with us
He is the guy.
on educating our techs, both to to kind of just refresher training, and then we're going to dive deep and do complicated stuff. So
I want to answer this.
yes,
Okay, nativity. Yes, I actually had to order more kits. So I have 30 more kits coming, and they should be here beginning of next week. We have tons of embellishment kits, tons of designs, and we'll be shipping more on Friday too, and then the beginning of next week, just to make sure everyone can have their kit in time, and we'll probably send them out priority. So LaDonna, go ahead and order that, and I can send it with your 7x12. As far as getting a skin, and I don't want you to be stressed out about this, the nativity, and Gail Cram came in with hers done, and it was so beautiful. If you do not have the scan and cut, you can still do the project.
Just
and
traditionally.
just do it.
Yeah,
old
you're
school.
just going to cut it the traditional way, and it's going to be awesome. So don't be stressed out. But I was thinking about it, and if you have the scan and cut, Michelle's going to be sending you different measurements to cut your fabric, because we're not going to have you cut all the pieces down. She loaded all the designs, and then we measured out how much fabric you were going to need and how much shape flex to back it. So don't cut it. We're going to be sending you the measurements for that. And it's just going to save you fabric, save you time. I always was resistant to doing it, because I was like, oh, then I'm going to have to cut them special sizes and do all this. But last night I was going to bed, I was thinking about it. I was like, I might love this. Everything's
You're
going to be.
love it. And how many people have bought multiple fabric kits for nativity because they're doing multiples?
Yes.
And like for the people that are doing multiples, the scan and cut's a game changer, because
You're going to lay down your fabric that's already stabilized, and it's going to cut it. And then when you go to do that applique, you're going to lay it down. We're going to fuse it, and then you're just going to do the satin stitch. So you're not going to be sitting there.
Your
Although
hands
I do
will
enjoy
love
that.
you.
And if you struggle with your hands, your hands, like Michelle said, your hands are going to love you.
So
Can
we
we
should
call
sell your.
and get the recording emailed? Yes, Debbie, you can call and get your recording emailed. Do I have time to purchase it before the class? Yes, you have time to purchase it before the class. And somebody asked about the hot fix. I still have more hot fix here, but I might need to order more. I have a couple more of the 4 yards and a couple more of the 10 yards if you're flexible. Okay, anything else? Because
No,
I might
just,
get out of the way.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
And Love you guys. We'll try and take some pictures. I'm gonna be homebound because I can't.
We are somewhat
can't be-
socially distancing.
I'm
so-
socially distancing.
And
I'm
our
wearing
kids
my
have
mask.
made us prepared for the fact that they're not going to spend that much time.
I'm like, can you
with
do
us.
a sleepover one night? I just need you. I want to cuddle you and hug you. And Kai said yes, but
Violet's
Violet-
non-committal.
she just. I think Violet, Kai is not doing as much social stuff because he's been so busy with his classes. And Violet is I think she's having the time of her life.
Which is exactly as
And
it
she
should
sent
be.
she sent a picture and she was sitting next to a boy and I was like, because my kids have shown
Stop. Don't talk about this stuff on the live stream.
No.
like, okay.
Don't
Anyways,
say our kids' private lives.
over and out.
There, take that. All right.
Oh, if you want to do Deck the Palms, get signed up because
Have
my
you
kids
said
are
anything
coming.
to Marlene about your pajama shirt?
Oh yeah, I wear it like every night. Do you have to purchase it before? Blah, blah, blah. Yes, you have time to purchase it. All right, see you later.
I just realized Jeannie and I have matching shoes today. We both have Toms on.
All right. So no live
go.
stream tomorrow. We'll be back on Tuesday. We will do. Should we do a giveaway?
Look out, Jeannie.
Do you want to
out.
look and see if you can find a scandalous question for us to ask at the end of this live stream? They like scandalous questions.
Yeah, they do seem to like those better, don't they? We get more responses.
All right. So I
If
have a
it's little
scandalous
bit-
question.
A little bit on the nasty side, and we get a lot of responses.
Okay, I'm gonna have you sit right here.
To what lengths have you gone to hide your purchases from your significant others?
That's fabulous.
So
yes.
that is so and for this one, the best story wins.
Yes.
It's not a random comment
Yeah, but
picker.
and we're the ones that decide.
So it's entirely subjective, but that's the question this week. So if anybody's new, we do a giveaway. It doesn't happen on this side of the screen. What you're seeing scroll by is chat. Comments happen down here, and they don't open until after the live stream is over. So what you need to do to take part is you need to let us know what is the greatest length to which you've gone to hide a purchase from a significant other.
I know somebody who throws it over the fence.
Well, that's her story to tell.
Okay.
So that's the comment that needs to go down here when everything is done. And yeah, that's a loaded question. Yes, it is. So answer the question in comments. We don't even have to read them on the live. We'll just tell you who won. But it'll be entirely subjective, but Jeannie and I over the weekend will look on Sunday and Monday and pick a winner. And then it's got to be a really good prize, Jeannie.
Okay, we're gonna.
Because all the ladies are like, I'm out. So we got to have like a great prize. They're like, I'm not doing it.
We're not doing it. Oh my god.
So that
could
means
do
that
that.
So
their
we gotta
husband
bribe
could
'em.
possibly read the comments.
I mean, you want to do the Kimberbell fat quarter bundle? It's like. Do you want to do something?
The person who has the best story
You want to do that?
wins a Kimberbell fat quarter bundle.
But not just any fat quarter bundle. It's going to be the refreshed one. Do I have one to show out?
That's not fair. My husband is boring. No best story here. Make something up.
Patrick, no. Don't make. I want real stories. Don't make anything up. Yeah. We're gonna give away the
Do you
new.
not have one?
I don't have one but I'm getting
shipped
one.
them all.
I'm getting one today. I think.
I mean, it's big. It's like
Is that the fat quarter box?
It's the
fat quarter
box.
box. It's
We're
all
gonna
the
give
Kimberbell
the
fat
Kimberbell
quarters.
Fat Quarter box, which retails for $400. Yeah, and you have to pay for shipping. Just assume shipping's gonna be like $20. But it's gonna and then
Carol
Patrick.
hit a car.
You sure did. I got busted.
So don't put all your stories in the chat box, ladies. It needs to go after we finish.
Yeah,
All right,
the
so
comments.
remember, it's got to go in comments down here.
it's gonna be a fun one.
Have you guys seen that viral video of the dude who comes to deliver the Porsche?
No.
And the wife is there, but the husband is not. And the wife is upset. She's like, my husband bought a Porsche. And she just goes ape on the Porsche.
On the Porsche?
So,
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It's a lady thing.
Not all.
I'd go ape on the
Personally, I
husband.
would take it and go for the
Just
weekend
kidding.
somewhere.
I'm just
And enjoy it.
kidding.
I don't
So-
have the fact where I ordered more, so they're gonna be here. But
We promise
it is,
you'll win.
you
But
promise
they
you'll get
gotta
it.
go down in comments.
Not in the chat.
And we can hide the comments. So we won't hide the comments so you guys can see what other people are saying because this is going to be fun.
Wait, you can
But
hide
we
the
will.
comments?
We can choose to hide the comments.
Yeah.
We will hide the comments.
So your husband can't
before
get
the
on there.
live stream on Tuesday.
Wait, but should we hide them immediately, and that way
I
the
think the
husband?
ladies will want to see some of them too, or the gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, will want to see some of them too.
I would.
Right?
And I want to see the name it's associated with. Because if it's good,
I've
I wanna-
never hidden a purchase from Patrick because if he said anything, I would be like, "Excuse me." No, I'm just kidding. We just get what we want, but we've always been we don't
We live below our means.
we live below our means. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Good one. Okay.
All right. Onward and upwards.
Ready?
Hey, Jeannie, can you put a mask on? And then will you also turn the open sign on?
Yep.
And I haven't put cash in the register.
Find it.
So, I'm just having a good time. Jeannie, Marlene wants you to read her comment about her address.
Oh, I already did.
She already did,
I
she
already
said.
fixed it.
So let's talk about the printer. I need to plug this in too, so hang on one second. So you are on, Michelle.
We can't disconnect it, so give it a minute. It timed out. Oh, okay.
And then as I plug in here, can you guys tell us if you can hear us okay?
Can you hear me? Okay, am I going, Patrick, or are you coming back?
Yeah, go ahead and go.
Okay.
And I'm going to come watch. I just need
All right.
to plug the computer.
So, to set up the printer, don't even worry about it. I'm going to say it's totally easy, and that's from someone who pays somebody to do everything at my house. Literally, when you plug it in, this screen comes on, and it will direct you to every single thing you need to do to be able to have it print. I literally had it up and running in about 10 minutes.
So it's like a wizard. that
It's like a
tells you-
wizard, just like the wizard on your machine. The most important thing is just to get it connected to your home Wi-Fi. The one thing to remember is this, the printing on fabric is driven by Art Spira. So that's where you're going to send fabrics. And I'm going to just show you a couple of them that I did this weekend. So these are all what we call seamless scrapbooking, digital scrapbooking pages. So seamless, because if you want to make it longer, you need it to not like be a 12 by 12 that just keeps repeating. You want the whole design to repeat. So when you're looking for ideas, or you're looking for something that you want to print that's not, built into the program, then you want seamless digital scrapbooking pages. And I did quite a few of them. Look at this one, so cute. And then there's coffee, and of course I love
So
Halloween.
this started as white fabric.
This started as the white fabric. Now, I just used, except for the pumpkins that I just showed you, all of these were done with the roll that came with the machine. And so I'm going to show you what the actual waste was when I was done. That's what was left. So it really does not waste anything of the fabric that's on the roll.
Did you use anything other than the official brother fabric?
I did not. I haven't tried anything yet. I wanted to do it on the brother fabric. So the brother fabric is treated to absorb the ink. Will it work on other stuff? Possibly. Haven't tried it yet.
I mean, we saw what Dana had done.
Dana had a bunch. The problem is this stuff is backed.
Do you mind if we just pull it up just a little?
This stuff is backed. The non-official brother fabric that you would
and
buy in a roll.
The details pretty amazing.
Yeah, the details really good.
I don't know if that really comes through on the phone, just the level of detail.
But if you look at this for a picture, and that's just on the printer settings as they come. There is a fine printer setting. I didn't try it because I didn't really need it. So all of this was printed, except for the pumpkins, was printed on the roll of fabric that came with the printer. On the default settings of the printer, the default settings, there is a way to increase the saturation through the printers. But one thing I want to actually bring up, because I was totally amazed, is hopefully this won't time out again. Is I kept checking the ink levels because the ink is not inexpensive. I kept checking the ink levels. I printed all of this, and there is virtually no change, but just a tiny bit in the level of the ink. So it's very
So we've had a couple of customers that.
So here's the ink volume. I still have 1,650 pages of the magenta. I mean, this is the ink level after printing all of this.
So we've had a couple of customers that have kind of been prolific printers. Like this is their new toy. And like I had somebody that called and asked if we have the ink. And I have both the volume boxes of ink. So you can buy them in like where each ink cartridge, I think there are 4 ink cartridges in one box. And then I also have individual packets of each of the colors. And so when she came in and I was talking to her, she was like, I've spent probably 10 or 20 hours on the printer and I thought I would need ink and I don't.
Yeah.
So a couple people have asked if it's full volume ink cartridges that come in the printer. And I believe they are. I believe they are full volume printer cartridges in the printer.
Okay, so let's print something because that's what the fun part is. So when you connect your ArtSpira to the Wi-Fi and the printer to the same Wi-Fi, you get a little icon that actually gives you printing designs. So if you don't see printing designs on your ArtSpira, it's because you haven't connected them yet. Up here in the upper right corner shows that I'm connected to my embroidery machine, my cutting machine, and the creative printer is ready to cut. So I'm just going to go ahead and print something that's not built into ArtSpira because that's always the first question. Can you print your own stuff? But let's just take a quick look at some of the things that are in it. So under printing designs, I have banners, photo frames, and the photo frame is where I got the one, was it this one? Wall decors, this one. That's what I started with for this. I can't hold it flat. But that's what I started with was that, that section. I hit the I hit the Spira at the same time. So that's what, and you can size it to the size you want, insert the picture, change the colors.
Can you move that just a little closer to the camera just so they can
see? Insert your picture, change the colors, do whatever. So it has quite a few things built in if you want to make a label for something. It has some projects for a bag, and it has some built-in fabric patterns. But you know, most of us just want to do our own things. So I'm going to go ahead and do new. And then across the top, I have a new embroidery, a new cutting, or a new printing. I want to select printing. So if I want to print patterns, I'm going to do a printing. First thing I'm going to do is select the size that I want to print it. The default is 11.69 by 36 inches. But what if I'm doing like an in the hoop bag? And I only need like 10 inches. So I can do 10 there. And then I'm going to select create. And it's going to say, what do I want to put in this area? If I select my patterns, these are some of the ones I've already saved or played with. I'm going to go to image. And these are going to be in your photos, your images. The scrapbooking pages need to be JPEGs. So I'm going to select all photos. And because I'm obsessed with this already, I have a separate photo album with just seamless paper. So I'm going to go in there and say, you know what? I really like these pumpkins. So there's my pumpkin. I'm going to select done. If you want to save this in this specific size, you can select save and it'll save it in this size. I don't need it in that size. I just want to print it. So I'm going to select done. And do you want to save? Don't save. And then print. So I'm going to select print and it says, please check the fabric installation before printing. So let's take a look at that. So I'm going to open the drawer and make sure that my fabric is all the way to the end. So if you can see that, I've got can't be halfway back here. It's got to be all the way in there. That's checked. I'm going to confirm. I'm going to confirm here. And then it's pending. It's preparing. It's sending. You can hear that it's starting to print.
And what a beautiful print.
Isn't it? And this is at the default settings. I did not change the printer setting. The data transmission is complete. Okay. I think I need used to working with a stylus. So it may be that I don't push hard enough on the tablet. And we have this loaded on an Android tablet in the store. I have this loaded on my Apple tablet. So the printer, it's just like any other printer. Whatever device you're using, you just want to make sure both of them are connected. If you have an error message that says you can't connect, think about, is it connected to another device? Because I actually had it connected to my phone when I was playing with it in the store. And then when I went home and I wanted to use my iPad, I kept getting this error message and I thought, I wonder if I have to disconnect it from my phone. And I did. So although it will connect to any device,
only connect to one
only
device
one
at a time.
device at a time, yes.
That's what we call conflict management.
Yeah. And so some of the questions I thought you might ask is, first of all, the fabric is 100% cotton broadcloth treated. Okay, it says remove. And there's my print. Look at how beautifully saturated those colors are. And remember, that's not even with the fine setting on the printer. That's just the default setting.
So is that, so a couple quick questions, and then we'll, I'm going to ask Michelle the questions that you ladies are asking.
But I might be going to cover them anyway.
In chat. But, so is the fabric wet?
It's damp. So when it comes out of the printer, it's kind of damp. So you take it out of the printer and you leave it set for at least 15 minutes. Now, I went ahead after it was dry, 15 minutes. I used my heat press or an iron to kind of heat set the colors. I haven't had any fadage. I haven't actually soaked one in water, but I have the directions. So the fabric is both washable and dry cleanable. Color transfer is possible when washing or handling the fabric. Treatment depends on how you're going to use the finished item. Banners or items that will be hung or displayed but not handled require no further treatment. Items that will be sewn but with minimal hanging, like wall hangings or table runners, they just have you apply a clear water-soluble stabilizer to the front of the fabric before sewing. And for projects that will come in contact with your hands, like bags, purses, laminating is suggested. Now, I do have a couple...
Have you used the laminating
I
sheet?
have not, because I didn't have one, but I have used two different products at home. One is called Odie Coat, which is like a liquid vinyl.
Okay.
And the handle, it handles nicely like fabric. It feels like fabric, only coated.
Right.
Laminating, I haven't tried that laminating sheet. I'm thinking you could do clear.
Didn't we have one for the store somewhere?
I didn't find it. So I haven't tried the laminating sheet yet, but laminating, if it's going to be a handbag I'm going to carry all the time, or if it's going to be a bag I'm going to use to carry my sewing supplies, I'm probably going to laminate it because I don't want to actually have a lot of that color fade. But I think I was pretty impressed. I got to tell you, I played with this for hours on Monday. I think I started early in the morning and just went through the whole thing. But for those of you that are kind of questioning the Artspira app, I think you have to know what Artspira is about, which I have a class that I'm working on. Artspira is not a substitute for Canvas. Okay, it doesn't replace Canvas Workspace. but it is a source for free designs, free cutting files, free printing designs. And it also connects wirelessly to your Brother wireless machine. So any of the embroidery designs that are in here, if you have any model of wireless Brother machine, you can send the embroidery design directly to that Brother machine. If you have a wireless scan and cut, you can send the cutting files to the scan and cut wirelessly. It's just right directly through the app. In the case of the printing, you saw how fast and efficient and easy it was to take a design that was of my choosing, not one that's built in. Took me like 10 minutes to figure out that, oh yeah, scrapbook paper, I know, let's give that a try. And it was like perfect. As a matter of fact, I'm almost embarrassed to tell you how many scrapbook papers are in that folder, because it's rapidly approaching 200 different pieces of paper, but the digital files are so inexpensive. So, and I'm not an artist. I can't draw. If you wanted to draw a picture, if you had a way to scan it and save it as a JPEG, you could import that in there. The picture of my son and I, that was a JPEG that was done by a local photographer during family pictures this summer. So literally, as long as it's a JPEG, it will not import a PNG. It has to be a JPEG.
So, but you don't have to do anything to pre-treat or post-treat the fabric, like, unless you want to laminate it.
Yeah,
so
if you're gonna, I know the questions that are gonna come up. So, and the questions are all, the one I always hear is, can I put that in the washing machine? Well, I'm gonna ask you, if you were gonna make a large quilt with this, would you be throwing it in the washing machine? If the answer is yes, then the pre-treatment advice is that you sew it with minimal handling, and you apply a clear water-soluble stabilizer to the front of the fabric before stowing. I have quilts. I tend to not throw them in the washing machine. I usually have them dry cleaned. If that was the case, then you'd be fine. If it was a baby quilt, you probably would want to treat it. But nobody's going to want to put laminating on a piece of fabric that's going to go into a quilt. But it's really not that different. Some of us have had experience with having printer paper that we've printed our photographs on that we've used for memory quilts. It's not that different. The only thing that's different is that we can pick whatever size we want it, and we have a dedicated printer to do it. So one of the comments that Dana brought up was that this is also a printer. It's just a printer. You can print paper with it, but she says it takes forever to print. I'm like, I'm all about the $99 HP printer for printing paper and just having the dedicated for fabric, because look at the saturation. I mean, the saturation is just amazing. And this was one of my favorite ones to print, which was this one, because it's, it's coming up, is, the holiday coffees. Look at the reds and the browns. Every color is really defined. And which I never got on printer paper, by the way, that I ran, or printer fabric that I ran through. And then, this was just like.
So is the backing automatically removed when it's?
No, you have to peel it.
You have to peel it
yeah.
off. Okay.
So these have had the backing peeled off. This is what the backing looks like. It's kind of shiny. So the backing is what's up when you put the roll in, and it's what drives the fabric through the rollers, which is why additional different types of fabric, I think, need to be they may not feed.
Okay.
Yeah, and plus it actually, if that fabric didn't absorb the ink and the ink went through, you don't want it all over the inside of the printer. So I think maybe following the recommended right now is probably a good deal until more testing can be done.
Okay, so it is not a scanner also, correct?
I don't think so.
No. I don't believe it is.
No, I don't see.
So just to answer some of the other questions, like somebody asked how much it weighs. Like, I think it's probably 30 pounds.
Yeah, it's big.
The box with everything, including fabric, etc., is roughly 50 pounds when I send it. So the funny thing for me, somebody made a comment about the inn, so I don't know if, I think it's Carol, no room at the inn. Cindy West, no room at the inn. I don't know if you have an inn, but it's funny because I'm already thinking of stuff that we can do with the printer, maybe to create some A1 merchandise.
Yeah.
There are 1,000,001 business cases in my mind for the printer. And then it is not a scanner, but you do have the ability to import pictures.
Yes.
So
Through
you could
Artspira.
actually use the app to take a
picture.
picture and bring that picture in. So the app in and of itself becomes almost like your digital scanner.
Yes.
It just doesn't have a scanning plate on the top of the printer.
So
to
the
use.
printer is completely driven by Artspira for printing fabric.
So can you print on the printer without Artspira?
If you are printing paper and you put, I think there's a thing here for a USB to go in to print
Okay.
a document.
Okay.
But can you print like the fabric with Artspira? No, because Artspira is how you
Okay.
determine the length and
no
the size.
problem. And then somebody else asked about the bundles, and that's a fantastic question. The reason it's a fantastic question, and I talked about this when they originally went on sale, we are selling these printers on on the website for $999.99, shipped at no cost. So that includes shipping. It also includes a $100 roll of fabric. Now, was there a fabric roll in the printer, like a little sample roll of fabric in the printer
all of
as
the
well?
ones that I did here, except the pumpkins,
just off
were
the-
off the fabric roll. So
Okay.
actually, I think it was like maybe I want to say it was maybe like 2 yards.
So, so to answer your question, it is still selling with the bundle. I made an order that actually shipped. I saw the shipping notification today that had a handful more printers that said we sold those printers in the last 2 days. So BEX, which is Brothers Launch, the orders had to be part of the BEX launch orders in order to come with the roll of fabric. Essentially, they're giving us the roll of fabric when we buy a printer right now. Long story short, my last BEX order is Friday. So tomorrow. And so I'm not a high pressure guy. I'm going to order a handful of printers. But if you want a printer with the bundle, then you kind of need to order the printer today or tomorrow.
So I'm going to give them a situation that I know a lot of them have been in. So I have a lot of in the hoop zipper bags, in the hoop mug rugs. You know this, right? And sometimes you find an in the hoop zipper bag that has this really cute thing on the top that makes it look like a donut with sprinkles on it. And the first thing you do is you buy that pattern and then you search everywhere to find fabric that looks like donuts on the bottom and sprinkles on the top. That search is over. You buy the digital face or the digital scrapbooking print, you print it in the size you need it, no waste.
So,
No shopping. You just do, it's just done.
Can I take Disney pictures that I take with Artspira and print it for
Yes.
making a bag to sell?
No.
Yes,
and
yes, you can.
No, it's still copyrighted.
But you're still going to run into issues if Disney sees that. You'll get a cease and desist letter about selling copyrighted merchandise.
Yeah.
So you just have to be careful. As a business owner, I can't encourage you to do it, but I can tell you that it is possible.
You can take the picture, you can do it for your own personal use, but when you sell it, you cross copyright violations.
So I have until 4
I've
p.m.
gotta
tomorrow. Yeah, that's fine. I have until 4 p.m. tomorrow. And so, hey, Michelle, time frame on class for the printer.
I'm going to do the Artspira class first, and then I'll tie it with the printer.
Okay.
So Artspira will probably be ready to go by midweek next week for just the app,
Okay.
and then the printer right after that.
Okay. So the question I asked to Michelle was time frame on class for the printer, because the other thing that you get when you purchase your printer here is you get that class that we're doing, the get to know your print Moda printer class that Michelle is working on. And I was just asking Michelle, because she's been so busy planning for the class on the upgrade.
Arm for my class.
Oh, here. Yeah, that's fine. You can take it. Uh, long story short, she just was saying that next week she's going to have the Artspira class ready. but that tied into that Art Spire class. What was it?
It fell. The thing that it plugs into. Oh, thank you.
The Art Spire class is going to be done next week, and you'll see that on the calendar sometime next week. And then she will have the printer class essentially tied to that, because Art Spire is going to drive the printing on the fabric. So if you're interested, I have until 4 p.m. tomorrow to adjust the orders that I'm going to make sure I have printers in stock. The orders I put in through tomorrow will include the bundle. Last but not least, and I kind of said this on the upgrades too, in theory, the price on the upgrades change as of tomorrow. What we've seen in the past couple years is they have great success with the introductory pricing and the bundles. And there's like a week or two where they don't have them. And then they come back and they go, well, we're going to extend this offer through the end of the year. We actually had dinner with our brother rep last night. We spent some time with him. I took a hour-long walk with him at my house. He overtly told me last night he was unaware of any plans for extended deals through the end of the year. And normally he'll tell me about that, but I wouldn't be surprised to see that. And you can put the printer on your card. I just need to do that. You can't do that on the website. So if you want to do that, just call me at the shop and I'll get that ordered. And then, like I said, any orders that happen in the next 2 days, I'll be able to adjust my orders until 4 p.m. I gave Chris an order last night to basically say, hey, hold on to this until last minute on Friday. And that way we can see what happens with printers or upgrades or any of that other stuff. And I can adjust those orders to make sure that I would have all those printers next week, by the way. The arrival of the printers I'm expecting today or tomorrow are spoken for, and then I'll have the printers that I order Friday. Those I ordered, by the way, on Tuesday morning, and I should have them tomorrow, just to give you an idea how quickly stuff is shipping. So I should have anything I order by 4 o'clock tomorrow. Probably won't ship until Monday of next week, but I'll probably have them and ship them out to you the following week. So yeah, that's fine, Marlene. You could call me today, and you get 6 months, same as cash, on your Sewing and More cards as well. And the prints have been beautiful. Like when Dana came in earlier in the week and showed us what she had done with the printer. I'm going to turn this way because I feel like you can't see my face when I have my hat the other way. The prints she did were really, really beautiful. Somebody asked a question about other fabric. So when Dana came in, she had all kinds of fabric. She had printed on cotton. She had printed on polyester. She had pre-treated and not pre-treated and done a whole bunch of stuff. And there were quality differences between those. That'll actually be something that I'm sure we cover in the class as well as we experiment with fabric. But the simple answer to your question about could you use that fabric in the printer, you can. But there may be recommended pre-treatment and post-treatment for the fabric that's not specifically designed for the printer. And then Lynn Harvey asked, will this work with the Solaris 3? Yes, but they don't communicate. So just keep in mind, that's going to be the biggest difference between those machines right now is Artspira, Canvas, My Connection, everything communicates together. Like just with the push of a button, you can send designs wirelessly and do stuff like that. With the Solaris, it's going to be necessary to actually transfer with a thumb drive or transfer a design to your computer and then use design database transfer or palette to push that over to the machine and vice versa. So it will, but it's not quite as seamless as it is with the Brother machines. For those of you who've been watching for a while, that's a lot of what we've been talking about over the last like year and a half to 2 years, is kind of this seamless integration that we're seeing in the My Connection universe right now. So you can use it with the Solaris 3. They're on the website, $999.99. They're still coming with the bundle. I guarantee that bundle for any order that happens between today and tomorrow at 4 p.m. because I can adjust my orders to include the bundle. And they ship for free, and you get your class for free. So if you've been on the fence about this one for a while, let's get off the fence, make it happen. If it needs to happen on your Sewing and More card, we'll make that happen too. And we'll get you taken care of. And I think I answered the weight question. It's about the Patrick talk to us. Let him know I need this. That's your job, Rollo. I can't tell Joe that you need this. You do need it, but we'll always take care of you too, Rollo. If you want, tell Joe to call me and I'll talk to Joe. They ship for free. You get the class for free. We will, same thing with the upgrades. We'll offer the class to those who didn't purchase their printers here as well. Once we get those who did purchase their printers here taken care of, we've sold 20 or 25 printers at this point. So we just need to make sure that those, the customers that bought them here get kind of first dibs. If we're not filling those classes, we'll let you pay for the class and bring it in. And then what type of laminating is used? I believe it's a clear vinyl sheet. And what's funny is I had 5 of them, and we had one day where everybody kind of put stuff away, and I've only been able to find one of them. I think at one point we found 2, but even the one other roll that I found is gone. So I'm ordering more of the laminating fabric. I just don't have it in the store right now, and we can go from there. He believes you, not me. Tell him to call me. I'll talk to him about it. So remember, comments down here, giveaway comments are going to be subjectively chosen. I really look forward to this Sunday night and Monday, sitting down and looking at those comments. The comment below needs to be, what's the greatest length to which you've gone to hide your purchase from your significant other? And we're going to choose the best story. It doesn't have to be just sewing. Like we're trying to keep this entertaining for everybody, and we'll do a giveaway of that Kimberbell Fat Quarter bundle. I mean, this is how much, what's the retail on that, Jeannie? Like it's a $400 retail bundle of fabric. It's all the fat quarters for the existing Kimberbell fabric. And, it's an awesome giveaway, and I think it's a great question, so we can't wait to see your answers. But answer them down below. If you've got a moment, hit the thumbs up button, like what you saw here today. Hit the subscribe button. You'll get notified when we do other live streams, and then keep your eyes open for the for what's coming up with Art Spira and the Print Moda classes